So the KD thing, it's just such a bummer. I think he had one of those careers, which is still in progress, obviously. He's still in his prime, where we're going to look back at all these different moments and go, oh man, why did that have to happen? Why did this? And I wish that hadn't happened. And it's just like, that's where we're heading now. He's been in the league since the 2007 draft. And you have all these little moments, right? Why did Klay Thompson have to get hot in that game 6 when they're about to make the finals? Why did KD have to get hurt that one year with OKC? Why did Westbrook have to get hurt that one year? Why did everybody have to get hurt that third Warriors year, right as they were about to cruise to a third title? Why did everybody have to get hurt last year? Why did his foot have to be 6 inches over on the line? Why did he have to pick the one guy in the league who refuses to get the vaccine and now can only play road games and not home games? It's just over and over again. He's won titles. He won an MVP. I think he's one of the 10 best players of all time by any calculation. But you need some luck with this stuff too. Kobe got luck at a really important point when Memphis was like, hey, we're giving away Pau Gasol. We're not going to talk to any other teams. Any interest? Sure. Here's a really shitty offer for him. Awesome. Here, you have Pau Gasol now. Like, that's really lucky. With Durant, it's just over and over again. The only luck he's had was that the Warriors had all that cap space in 2016 and he was able to join that team. But that became a curse for him too, because then everybody's like, fuck you. Why'd you go to the Warriors? Why didn't you form your own thing? And so in a weird way, the free agency, even the one time he had free agency, didn't move his way because the smartest move for him was the one that everybody got mad about. But I just wonder, when is that guy going to get a break? And then you think like our guy Nash, when is he going to get a break? Nash didn't even make the finals. You had like one of the best teams of that whole decade. Never made the finals. Every year something went wrong. And now this year with Brooklyn, same thing. And it's like, do we need to have an exorcism with those dudes?
I don't know. That's tough. And Kevin Durant is the most gifted scorer.
It's the best scoring forward ever. It's not even an argument.
I'm reluctant. I mean, Larry Bird was ridiculous. Like I
caught him at the end. He's right behind me.
No, absolutely. And I caught him at the end of his career, and I've dug back into his videos just because I think it's ridiculous. But Kevin Durant is one of the 2-3 best scorers of all time. It's not even a question.
Well, hold on. The Durant Bird thing, the difference between them as scorers, and I would say Bird and Dirk are probably tied for second. Durant, I still haven't met the person who's like the Durant stopper. Bird had moments where, like, you watch Rodman in the late 80s against Bird and you go, oh man, he's really making him work. Durant has never had that guy in his entire career. Who's the guy who's like, yep, I'm here to stop Kevin Durant? Never happened.
Yeah, well, there you go. When I first saw Kevin Durant, up close, was it Seattle?
Yeah.
And, I had seen him at Texas, and I'm not paying great attention to college basketball, but I knew who he was. When we walked out there at the tip and I stood next to that cat, I remember looking over at Mike like, what in the F do you think I can do with that? I can't. He literally doesn't see me down here. Like, I can't. It's just a unique combination of size, skill, athleticism. It's pretty crazy. But
if you're just 30 a night every night,
come on,
every year, that's fucking nuts. Yeah,
like, come on, man.
30 nights. It's like if he doesn't get 30, you're like, what happened? Did you get in foul trouble?
Like, I would never ever put myself in the breath with some of the better NBA players that ever come through the league. But having said that, I was a 13-year NBA player, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I was doing something right. I was okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what it felt like the nights where I did score 30? Do you know how much of an output physically it took to score 30 points? They were some of the best nights of sleep I ever had. Not because I felt great, but because I had just done such an amount of work to do that on a nightly basis. Like, this is just cake for me. It's unbelievable. Like, and when I say that, people are gonna be like, okay, no, I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, you couldn't fathom being able to do that. Like, it's incredible.
To do that 70 out of 82 games or whatever.
I don't know what you would compare that to, man. You are the best ever and at what you do. Like, I don't know who that is, but that's what it is. It's, Bill, you're random dude. I do this a lot, man. You're random dude at, I don't know. Let's say your men's, not like an LA Fitness. Let's say your local men's run that's got some good players at it. That person often thinks that they could hop in an NBA game and, survive. You're wrong. You could not. Like, you're not going to survive. You're not going to get a bucket. Like, so you're skewed already to what you think it is. And you kind of just don't really appreciate what's going on. But that guy he's getting 30 when, like, my job as the best defender on my team is to try to stop that. I've watched 2 days of film on everything he does to try to take it away. Our whole team's scouting report for the morning and pregame was all predicated on the plays that get him the ball where he wants to get it and stopping that. And I've got all of that flying at you. And every single night you drop 30? Unreal. It's unreal.
Also from different spots. I was looking for this. Kurt Goldsberry did this. He did this zone thing of the most points scored in every zone. And so it's like, I don't know, probably like 25, 26 zones on the court. And Dirk has 6 of them. And they're all basically around the key. He scored the most points in each of these zones. Now, Durant will probably pass some of these people in the zones. But I think Durant, when he has the ball on the right side and he can go right and shoot that little jumper on the baseline, is one of the 5 or 6 most unstoppable shots in the history of the league. The Skyhawks number 1. It's always going to be number 1. But I haven't seen really anybody figure out how to stop that. Sometimes they jump at his legs when they know he's going to do the move, and it'll oftentimes be a foul. But that's the one time where they try to knock him off balance so he loses his handle. And I think about him a lot compared to Tatum because I have to watch Tatum all the time. And Durant's handle is so much better than Tatum's handle. It's like the biggest difference between them. Because I think a lot of the same pieces are there. Durant's shot is more consistent. I mean, obviously, he's better. He's taller, all these things. But ultimately, his handle and his ability at 7 feet to just go wherever he wants, but then be able to spring up, and every time it's the perfect shot. And the thing with him is, this is why he clicks with Kyrie, because he really works at this. It's like, to him, he feels like he's an artist. And all he wants to do is play basketball and work on moves and work on his shots and these things. And that's why he loved Kyrie, because Kyrie is like an artist. He's ambidextrous. He has the perfect kind of finishes, left, right, step backs, come around. And so I think those guys clicked just because the artistry of what they were doing, they could connect with each other. So I loved watching Durant this year on this weird, crazy Nets team. Just like, I don't care who I'm playing with. I'm getting between 30 and 35 points today. And that's it.
Can't stop it. I feel, I've said it earlier on this pod, and I will include Kevin Durant in it when I'm talking about feeling bad, because what starts to happen is it becomes a narrative about you, right? Like, if you're Kevin Durant or even Stevie, if they can't get that done, about your ability to really lead, and I don't think they've been dealt a fair hand. I think the rug was pulled out from under them with obviously the whole COVID situation and the vaccine versus non-vaccine and the decision being made. And I'm not even going to get into that, but like, you're missing a part of what that was supposed to be. So if ultimately it doesn't work or come to fruition, like, I don't think it's a fair narrative, but I think you are on the right path. Like, ultimately that those are going to be questions that people ask if we're sitting there and saying, well, how come he never got to a finals? Like, either, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what's going to happen. And that's
without Curry and Draymond.